Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to our podcast on LinkedIn Live today. We are on the 128th episode and we are discussing on an interesting topic today, which is income maximizing revenue or expenditure in real time. And we have the honor of having Thomas Welsh, she is Rajiv Bajaj, and Sunil joining us to discuss on this topic, bringing them on to the dais. Hi Thomas, hi Rajiv, hi Sunil. Welcome to the
Hi,
podcast.
thank you.
Over to
Thank
you,
you, Prem.
Thomas. Yeah.
Thank you, Prem. Welcome, everyone, to our latest LinkedIn Live podcast today. We're diving deep into income, maximizing revenue over expenditure in real time. Whether you're a manager, executive, director, or part of any organization, this podcast is tailored for you. I'm Thomas Welsh, and I'm joined by my incredible colleagues from the Regenesis team in India, Prem, Rajiv, and Sunil. Together, we offer you over 130 years of combined experience as successful managers, executives, and directors ourselves. Our goal is to help you add an extra 1 to 2% of recurring revenue over expenditure each month, which compounds to 12 to 24% annually and 120 to 240% over a decade. Imagine where you'd be now if you'd started this 10 years ago and the same numbers got to be applied to your salaries. Well, it's food for thought. But let's not dwell on the past. We're here to shape the next 10 years. Let's drive into how you can maximize your organization's revenue and minimize your organized expenditure in real time, and how that can be the leading edge of what will become more salary and more prestige and more reputation for you as a manager or executive or director. We'll focus today on three main areas: getting into real time, number one; number two, asking better questions; and number three, making everyone a revenue creator. This is going to be a different look at accounts. One of the things we were discussing just before we came online is that since we've begun to adopt more and more in-house accounting teams, a slight and completely inadvertent dysfunction has happened in the behavior of managers. And today's podcast, today's livecast, is at the heart of this. So let's kick it off with getting into real time. What do you think of the word budget? I think, and we think, it's one of the most misunderstood business terms. Many see it as a number set in stone, dictated by accountants who are not managers, but the perception is they are more powerful than us. So we kind of allow ourselves to be kind of directed by this. And this perception can hinder dynamic decision making. Instead of a budget, think of a budget as a plan or a forecast, something flexible and open to real-time discussion and amendment. Accountants work with us as kind of our colleagues, and what maybe they can do to help is to shift their emphasis to become opportunity facilitators and revenue consultants, and not just controllers of expenditure and budgets and targets. So it's really important that we get this right, because there are some massive growth and profit opportunities for virtually every company I've come across. So being in real time for revenue insights is crucial. Traditional financial reporting often lags by anything from about 2 to 6 months, making it really tough for managers to make timely decisions about revenue over expenditure opportunities. Instead, expenses should be recorded at the point of commitment rather than the point of billing, and incomes at the point of creation rather than perhaps the point of receipt, although we do try and shorten the gap between the creation of the income and the receipt. So shorten payment times, and if necessary, input figures manually to stay current. These are all things that I've done with manager colleagues over the years, and it makes an enormous difference. Imagine a world where every manager has a real-time control page, a kind of spreadsheet that they can use as a modeling tool to decide how to move forward month by month. This page would provide a comprehensive view of activities and actual commitments to date, planned forecasts for the remainder of the year. So actuals to date become part of the numbers, and the forecasts that were part of our original plan become what's left in the year. The connection between activity quantity and associated incomes is definitely understood and on the spreadsheet. So we have activities, incomes, expenditures, and if you like, the net cash at bank, the virtual cash at bank for that department. So underneath activity quantity and associated incomes, we have real-time expenditure linked to those activities, and then this title of virtual cash at bank for the specific team or department. And then projected end of year profit or loss becomes a running total, and we can see how everything we've done so far will turn out if things go as we originally expected by the year end. And that is enormously helpful to managers who can see in month 2 whether or not they need to make adjustments to outturn correctly or above expectations by the year end. Such a dynamic approach enables managers to make better performance choices and enhance profits in real time. And I guess what I mean by profits, because not every organization, public services aren't necessarily profit making, or not for profits are obviously not profit making, but it enhances the income over expenditure ratio. And this isn't just theoretical, but this is practical and achievable with the right tools and mindset. So here's how you can start in your organization. Number 1, reframe the budget. Move away from seeing it as a rigid document. Instead, always view it as flexible, dynamic plan that evolves with real-time data. And obviously, real-time revenue-creating choices that one can make. Number 2, integrate the financial data, if you like, the revenue data in real time. Ensure expenses are recorded at the point of commitment and incomes at the point of creation. And ideally, keep the gap between creation and the receipt of that income as short as possible. So shorten payment cycles and update data manually if necessary to maintain real-time accuracy. Number 3, develop real-time dynamic control pages. Provide every manager, and I do mean every manager, with editable spreadsheets. It's amazing how many organizations expect people to manage, but they don't give them any information about the incomes that they are playing either a part or a whole part in creating, or the expenditures they're incurring, and then expect them to manage that effectively. Very much more difficult. So provide every manager with editable spreadsheets and show them real-time actuals to date and forecast to the end of year. So we get activity-related incomes, expenditures, and virtual cash balances all on the one control sheet. When you come to Regenesis, this is something we teach everybody that kind of takes on the Regenesis of the organization. This allows for immediate remodeling and a better revenue-creating choices to be made as the year progresses by every manager and by managers working together. And number 4, foster multi-department connections. Create stronger links between activities and their financial impacts across departments. This holistic view helps in understanding the broader financial picture and making better and more effective net revenue creating choices and decisions. By adopting these practices, you enable a culture of real-time financial awareness and real agility. And it's that agility to always make the choice towards more revenue and more income for the organization over expenditure. That can lead to substantial improvements in profitability and in general financial health. So that's the introduction. I think this is a crucially important subject for most organizations. And I'd like you also now to listen to the next 2 steps. So I've just been talking really about how do you get much more in real time and understand that every day you can make a choice or a decision that could improve things. And as managers, that's our job, after all. Sunil, over to you.
Thank you, Thomas. Great point. Great point. So, what I will say that every business head, every CEO, every leader, every owner and directors must have their real-time control pages. And that should be handy, that should be on their desktop, and must do five activities. Number one, they have to analyze the activity and income summary. Number two, they have to analyze the activity and expenditure summary. Number three, they have to analyze the revenue oblique income. Number four, they have to do the analysis of the cost, element wise cost analysis, and identified how to control these element. And number five, analyze the expenses. When they're doing this, when they're having these pages handy, these data handy, this helps them in asking the relevant and better question to the team. This helps them to formulate an action plan. This helps them to find to do the brainstorming and come to a conclusion that how they are going to achieve these things, how to get to improve their income. So these are the power of these five handy real-time control pages. If I will talk number one, analyze activity and income summary. So when you analyze, when leader analyze this hand pages, they understand that what activity, what product, what offering earns how much income. So you know that from where this income is getting generated. And when you know, then you can find it out that where to focus more and what we have to do the next step. You know who are your buyer, you know who are your customer, you know activity wise, product wise, segment wise, geography wise, that from where these incomes are coming. So you're having the complete data. And when you're knowing this, then you can find out, you can estimate that what will be the total actual oblique expected income each month, product wise, activity wise, region wise, segment wise, you can expect. So this analysis helps in formulating a strategy that what exactly we have to do if we have to maximize our income. The second activity is the activity of, analyze the activity and expenditure summary. So if you once you know that what activity, what function, how much expenditure is happening, then that data is crystal clear with you. Then you know that what activity is having how much the salary burden, what are the expenditure, what are the element of expenditure in those activity, in those product line, in those businesses. You know your internal and external expenses, product wise, activity wise. You know your overhead expenses. You can analyze your actual oblique expected expenditure each month. So you are prepared that from where the income is coming, you are knowing what are the source of income, which product, which activity is giving the source, the income. Number two, you are knowing what are the expenditure of each activity, each product line, each business. Number three, the analyze the revenue and income. This is most important because this is the tools, this is the data which can help you to generate more income. So what you have to do, when you analyze this revenue model, you know that from your handbook that which customer, which segment, which product, from which geography income is coming and from where you have to focus. So these data will give you the direction when we call regarding the strategy that we are formulating a strategy. This is from where the strategy comes because you know your business is crystal clear and you know what direction you have to take. The second, you know that if this is the business revenue coming, this is the income we are generating, then you can decide what will be the product length, what will be the product expansion we can do so that we can maximize our income. The third, this will improve or this will help you to take a decision that how to improve the customer acquisition and customer retention process. And believe me, when these data are with you, that gives a confidence that okay, this is going right and this is going wrong. So you know exactly what exactly you have to do. The one more important thing is this will help you to generate the lead. This will help you to focus where exactly your income will come. This will help you to create a differentiation in your offering. This will help you in developing your own strategy at marketplace. So this is the power of this head, this real time data, and that helps in decision making. When you sit with your team, you can ask the relevant question, and you are aware that what exactly we have to do. The next is the expenses part. So what makes these costs and these expenses more within your organization? So when you know that these are the cost in more, then you can find the wage. What are the process improvement required? What the new vendor development is required? Where we have to negotiate better from the vendors? How to manage the supply chain management? So if you are, once your these data are with you, you know what exactly you have to do and which area is lacking. So this is the power of this real time data, what Thomas was explaining. So you have to control also certain element of the cost, that from where you can save the cost. So this data will help you in identifying those elements and controlling those costs. As far as expenses is concerned, once you are having element wise expenses data, then you can identify the element of expenses where you have to cut your expenses. So the simple mathematics is that if you are having this real time data, this equipped you, this gives you power to analyze the things, ask the real question from the team, brainstorm the team, and believe me, this data is having the power to give you the right direction. So when we talk the developing the business strategy, these real time data is very, very important. I hope you all will understand the importance of this real data and apply in your day to day operation. Over to you, Thomas.
Okay,
Thank
in
you.
fact, Rajiv,
Yeah,
over to you.
yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. Excellent, Sunil. Now let's move to the final section for making everyone a revenue creator, because that's the key element we are going to talk about today. Because if everybody in the organization becomes a revenue creator, then the organization tends to move more swiftly. There are no cash flow problems. And if they are aware, the team is aware that how and which direction they have to go, and they keep on analyzing between the real situation and the budgeted situation and the actual results, so they can do corrective things very quickly and very effectively. So making everyone revenue creator is the key element, which is very important, and Regenesis teaches us this. So let's focus on how we can make everyone revenue creator. One strategy which can be applied is embed accountants as consultants. Because if you bring in accountants as consultants, they will actually bring in that discipline of accounting within the operational team. Because sometimes operational teams are not that clear about how to manage their revenue, how to manage their expenses, how to manage their finances. So that is where the accounting team comes in. So every accountant and every management team should not only have a controller of expenditure, but as a part-time consultant to help every manager at every level, and their team makes better real-time revenue enhancing choices, because then they know which direction to go. There is a saying that accountants are not bloodhounds, or they are not after people to discipline them. They are actually part and parcel of the team. So that is where I think we need to bring that culture in. So for that, I think the most important thing is real time awareness of managers. So you have to ensure that every manager is aware about the income and expenditure numbers, and the questions and the choices in real time should be asked to them, so that it should not be that this is not my cup of tea. Because if every business has a very clear culture of making a good discipline on revenue as well as expenditure. Also, we need to engage teams in revenue creating innovation. because that is where we have to teach the managers to engage with all people in their team, showing them how they can innovate and improve revenue over expenditure in real time. So, because we are sometimes too busy running after the revenue, and we forget to have an eye on the expenditure side, because that is where the profitability lies. So if you are not keeping an eye on the expenditure, and you are just to achieve the numbers, spending too much, that is also not a good choice. So I think this kind of awareness has to be brought in into the team. So there has to be a structured innovation system. So we must introduce a structured ability, where we encourage ideas for customer creation, income generation, cost saving from all the staff. So involve them into day-to-day decision making, and they will come out with their ideas. So this includes one-page idea proposal, root cause analysis, possible and best solution recommendation, planning, implementation, and measuring results, which can actually work very well for all the staff members, and they can be taught to do it themselves. It should not be that they are spoon feeded on this. And if the numbers work and the ideas stack up, they already automatically start getting return on investment, and there is a red figure turns into green. So that is what we all need to focus on. So also, I think it is very important that we should reward the revenue creating behavior. So reward all the staff for listening to new customer products and sales opportunities. Ultimate referral fee that earns the organization more revenue and profit. And also, these changes can transform the entire organization. So we need to remember, get into real time, ask better questions, and make everyone a revenue creator. That's how you can actually move in a very disciplined way in your team. Over to you, Thomas.
Thank you very much, Rajiv and Sunil. Very important information. And you can see there's quite a different approach emerging here. And of course, this is something else. This is just one other thing that you get from Genesis. And as you know, we are dedicated to helping managers, executive directors, and organizations. And in particular, I suppose we spend most of our time with more senior people at the moment, people earning their first 100K and looking to reach their first $1 million potential, and organizations, I guess, circa 3 million in profit, and looking to move maybe to 10 to $50 million in the next 3 to 5 years. But our real dream outcome is that we help everyone. Everyone deserves to be wealthy, healthy, and have fabulous relationships with the people and the world around them. That's where we are at truly, and we want to help anybody that's in the management role offer that to the rest of the world. We offer free training for every manager, executive director, and any organization that just wants to get started with this. It's like a light layer of activity that you lay over your role or over your organization, and it gradually and cumulatively makes the kind of differences that we've been talking about. And this is just one area where we can really help you shift a little bit and make a big gain. Here's the urgency. Unfortunately, we still have limited slots for our free Regenesis training. It's pretty much first come, first serve. The offer never is open for long. We open new kind of places every month, but they soon get gobbled up. So if you want in, we would suggest you contact us. To get started, simply go to any of our LinkedIn profiles and just ask for free Regenesis. We'll walk you through. If you want more support of that, we have all sorts of levels of that. So don't miss out on the opportunity to have the whole Regenesis program, to see it all, to know exactly what to do from the start, and the opportunity to transform your career and your organization. So that's the big stuff. Sunil and Rajiv, any closing comments on this particular subject?
Yes, Thomas, I think you have explained everything. I will just add one thing, that we all three are in a mission to add value in the growth journey of individual and organization. We have more than a decade of experience in global business, coached more than hundreds of organization, 10,000 people, 10,000 individuals. So if you're serious I am repeating it. If you're serious about your growth, ready to take the action, want to take you and your organization at next level, then please join. Please join. Sooner is better. Thank you. Over to you, Rajiv ji.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sunil. And I think I will just tell you, Regenesis has a very comprehensive bouquet for you, and every month you will come across one topic which will transform your leadership style, your overall organizational approach, and overall success factor. So we bring in a lot of value, and that value cannot be analyzed in just numbers because accounting numbers are different, which we talked about today. But valuation, real valuation of the organization is the strength it has in investing in its managers and its leaders. So do invest in yourself and invest in your organization, and we are there to help you. Reach out to any one of us. We'll be very happy to support you. Yeah.
That's
Thank
great.
you. Yeah, Thomas.
Thank you both, and thank you for joining us today. We look forward to helping you achieve your dream outcomes, whether they be for you and or your organization. So until next time, stay healthy, stay wealthy, and stay fabulously related to the world around you. See you next time.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Rajiv. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you, Thomas. That was a session that we have. Our next session on the business talks is on recognition using awards and speaking publications. That is on the 14th at 6:30 p.m. IST here. We will come and join for another Regenesis talks here. With this, we would like to conclude our show today. We are live on LinkedIn and we stream it to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter in parallel. The session goes live all together at one time. Hope this session has been valuable for you guys. And our next topic for tomorrow is on the cyber stronghold, how to defend your crown jewels with best in class practices. We will have Dr. Ram Kumar ji from an automotive industry talking about cybersecurity tomorrow. With this, I think we conclude the show. Any last minute pointers that you want to add, Sunil, Rajiv, and Thomas, or we could conclude?
I'm good, thank
Thank,
you.
Yeah.
Thank you all for
thank you.
listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
everyone.
very much.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.